So. Das heißt, das ist die PowerPoint-Ansicht, die ihr seht.
Im Moment sehen wir gar nichts.
So, jetzt braucht Teams wahrscheinlich noch ein wenig. Ist es jetzt zu sehen?
Nein. Jetzt ist es zu sehen.
Gut, wir haben dann eine zeitliche Verzögerung. Dann mache ich das nochmal. Jetzt ist es zu sehen.
Jawohl.
Ja? Gut, dann machen wir an der Stelle weiter. Wir haben im Bereich Ostdorf visuelle Sichtung gemacht und auch hier im Bereich Hamm und Horn und haben keine Nester detektieren können an der Stelle und sind dann dazu übergegangen, im Ende August, Anfang September eine Radiotelemetrie einzusetzen nach Kennedy et al. Aus 2018, die in dem Paper von Kennedy und seinen Kolleginnen und Kollegen beschrieben ist. Und diese Radiotelemetrie hat dann dazu geführt, dass wir Hornissen besendet haben und die Behörde für die Bukea in Hamburg und auch die Universität Hamburg haben dann eine Pilotstudie in Auftrag gegeben, ob es sinnvoll ist, die asiatischen Hornissen zu detektieren mit Radiotelemetrie. Und da müssen wir sagen, ja, es hat sehr gut funktioniert. Bei der Radiotelemetrie wird einfach ein Sender an eine Hornisse gebunden und dann mit Antennen sozusagen das Signal des Nenners detektiert. Wir sind hier in Hamburg-Horn und haben einmal rechts im rechten Bild das Nest aus 2019 und haben hier links, wo der Startpunkt ist, hier unten eine Imkerin, die Sichtungen hatte, schon eine Königin gesichtet hatte im Mai und sind dann mit den Antennen dem Signal gefolgt. Wir sehen, das Gelbe ist der Weg, den wir genommen haben, um dem Signal zu folgen, was natürlich im urbanen Raum immer schwierig ist, gerade wenn wir, wie hier zum Beispiel, die große B5, eine vierspurige Autobahn haben, die zu unterlaufen. Aber dann haben wir das Nest in Horn hier oben gesichtet und konnten dann das Nest detektieren sozusagen und haben hier in diesem Bereich hier oben in der amerikanischen Eiche ungefähr 16 Meter Höhe das Nest vorgefunden. Rechts, um die Situation einmal zu beschreiben, war ein Altersheim, wo auch häufig Leute an den Fenstern waren. Die haben zu keiner Zeit überhaupt bemerkt, dass es hier oben ein Nest gibt. Hier unten war ein Spielplatz von einem Kindergarten mit ungefähr 250 Kindern. Auch zu keiner Zeit im Verlauf des Sommers gab es da überhaupt Anflug von Velutina. Und wir haben dann im Auftrag der Behörde das Nest entnommen mit einem Hubsteiger und haben dieses Nest giftfrei entnommen, weil wir die Nester, die wir gefunden haben, ausgewertet haben, um zu sehen, was haben wir an Brut, was haben wir auch an Entwicklungsstadien im Nest. Ja, in dem Nest, was wir aus diesem Baum rausgenommen haben, haben wir 3.500 Fluginsekten rausgenommen, davon 1.800 Weibchen und 1.700 Männchen beim Durchmesser von 62 Zentimetern und ungefähr 75 Zentimeter Höhe. Der Wabenteller, der größte, den wir hatten, hatte ungefähr 47 Zentimeter Durchmesser. Dann haben wir die adulten Tiere ausgewogen, natürlich nur die weiblichen Tiere, weil wir wissen wollten, sind schon Jungköniginnen am 11. September vorhanden und wenn ja, in welcher Anzahl? Der Schwellenwert für Jungköniginnen ist in einem wissenschaftlichen Paper mit ungefähr 550 Gramm Nassgewicht der Königin beschrieben, sodass wir dann circa 1638 Tiere ausgewogen haben. Wir haben eine Differenz zu den weiblichen Tieren, weil wir natürlich die Tiere aus der Messung rausgenommen haben, wo jetzt ein Bein fehlte, ein Fühler fehlte oder eventuell auch so mal das Abdomen abgerissen war bei der Bergung. Und wir haben festgestellt, dass wir zu dem Zeitpunkt keine Gewichte hier über 550 Milligramm haben, sondern nur 3 bis 4, die wir sozusagen ein bisschen als nicht so stark relevant sind. Die Normalverteilung haben wir dann eher im Bereich zwischen 300 und 400 Milligramm pro Einzeltier. Die Altkönigin konnten wir auch finden im Nest mit 724 Milligramm. Dadurch wussten wir natürlich, dass wir keine Jungkönigin aus diesem Nest haben, auch für das nächste Jahr, für die nächste Entwicklungsstufe nicht. Das hat uns natürlich bei beiden Nestern, die wir entnommen haben, so ein bisschen froh gestimmt, da wir natürlich, je mehr Jungköniginnen ausfliegen, wir dann natürlich auch dementsprechend mehr Nester im nächsten Jahr haben. Wenn wir uns dann die Karte aber einmal angucken von den Nestern, die aus dem durchgelaufenen Nest, hier das rote aus 2019 entstanden sind, haben wir einmal die beiden Nester, die wir entnommen haben. Das ist dieses hier in Hamburg-Rotenburgsort und einmal hier oben in Horn. Haben dann hier unten rechts am Eichbaumsee ein Nest, was uns gemeldet worden ist, welches durch einen Hausmeisterservice entnommen worden ist, der aber keine Angaben mehr zur Größe machen konnte. Wir haben in der Nachschau gesehen, dass sich das Nest in einer Zwischenwand in einem Schuppen befunden hat, aber noch so klein war, dass wir davon ausgegangen sind, dass es sich hier zu dem Zeitpunkt noch um ein Primärnest handelt. Das Nest hier oben links konnten wir nicht finden, da zu dem Zeitpunkt Mitte August, Ende August, als wir telemetrieren wollten, die Tiere an den Stellen, wo sie am Fallobst sich versorgt haben, die Tiere und die Fundmeldung abgerissen sind, aber ganz abrupt. Das heißt, wir haben eine Stelle gehabt, wo wir über 3 Wochen lang immer Velutinerbeflug hatten, aber zu dem Zeitpunkt, als es um die Telemetrie ging, gab es keine Tiere mehr, auch in der Umgebung nicht. Und dann hat sich im Frühjahr 2021 noch eine Bürgerin gemeldet, die hier dieses blaue Nest gemeldet hat am Horner Mühlenberg, welches durchgelaufen ist. Das heißt, das Nest aus 2019 hat also 5 Nester im Jahr 2020 produziert. Davon sind sozusagen 4 Nester entdeckt worden, als sie noch in Betrieb waren, als sie noch lebendig waren. Das 5. Nest am Horner Mühlenberg ist durchgelaufen und somit standen wir wieder genau an dem gleichen Punkt wie 2019. Das heißt, ein Nest hat sozusagen wieder Königinnen produziert. An dieser Stelle möchte ich noch mal ganz kurz auf die Distanzen zu sprechen kommen. Wir haben 15,3 Kilometer zum weit entferntesten Nest. Und dann haben wir nochmal 6,4 und 3,3 Kilometer. Wir haben insgesamt in diesem Bereich eine Entfernung unter 1 Kilometer feststellen können. Der mögliche Ausbreitungsradius, den wir haben, ist ungefähr 15 Kilometer vom Nest entfernt gewesen. Das deckt sich ungefähr mit den Entfernungen, die wir haben über Italien. Italien hat ungefähr 18 Kilometer. In Frankreich gibt es Ausbreitungsradien bis 80 Kilometer nach Robignet et al. 2017 oder 40 Kilometer, die eine Jungkönigin am Tag fliegen könnte. Da wir jetzt natürlich nicht wussten, inwieweit das durchgelaufene Nest in 2020 noch Königinnen produziert, hat sich die Behörde in Hamburg dazu entschlossen, dass sie zusammen mit den angrenzenden Bundesländern Schleswig-Holstein, Niedersachsen und Mecklenburg-Vorpommern eine Gesamtmonitoring aufstellen kann. Und die Maßnahmen, die wir gemacht haben in Hamburg, waren einmal das Monitoring zu initiieren in 2021, dann, dass wir ein Meldeportal initiiert haben, beziehungsweise das Leibniz-Institut mit der Bukea zusammen, dass viel Pressearbeit gemacht worden ist, Radio- und Fernsehbeiträge, Zeitungsberichte und Vorträge wurden gehalten zur Artenkenntnis und auch über die Velutiner selber. Und es wurde Informationsmaterial bereitgestellt für Imkerinnen, Imker und Naturinteressierte. Wichtig für uns waren immer die Fundmeldungen, dass wir genügend Fundmeldungen bekommen können. Des Weiteren haben wir Monitoring in der Metropolregion Hamburg durchgeführt. Das heißt, das Projekt, was ich schon sagte, Schleswig-Holstein, Hamburg, Niedersachsen und Mecklenburg-Vorpommern haben dann zusammen das Monitoring-Projekt über die Seite ahalert-nord.de initiiert, wo da in 2021, 2022 und auch in diesem Jahr, in 2023, wurden dann an 3 verschiedenen Zeiten im Jahr wurden dann Monitoring von Imkerinnen und Imkern durchgeführt, an 3 festen Terminen. Sie sollten 1 Stunde lang ihre Beute beobachten und einfach online beschreiben, inwieweit sie da eine Velutina gesehen haben oder nicht gesehen haben, in dem Bereich, ob sie vorhanden war oder nicht. Das Monitoring selber fand sozusagen in einem größeren Radius statt. Einmal zentral, weil viele Teilnehmer in Hamburg hatten, wo dann, wie gesagt, im Mai, im Juni, im Juli, August und September, Oktober dieses Monitoring durchgeführt worden ist und die Meldungen dann auf der Seite von ahalert Nord eingetragen worden sind. Aus dem Monitoring sind bis jetzt Fundmeldungen der Velutina nicht bekannt gegeben worden. Es gab soweit nur Meldungen sozusagen über auch andere Insekten. Aber das Wichtige an der Stelle war einfach, dass die Imker informiert waren und auch die Imker sofort eine Ansprechstelle hatten. Das heißt, wir haben festgestellt, wenn die Meldung vom Finder bis zur Auswertung zu lange braucht, dann haben wir nicht mehr die Chance und laufen dann den Nestern wieder hinterher. Der Stand in 2021 in Hamburg ist so, dass wir ja das Nest aus 2020 hatten. Hieraus haben sich 2 Nester ergeben. Ein Nest in Hamburg-Farmsen, welches entnommen worden ist als Gründungsnest, wobei das Gründungsnest gerade in dem Bereich war, auch in die Filiale zu gehen, das Sekundärnest zu entwickeln. Das Sekundärnest war noch sehr klein. Die Königin war erst circa 8 Tage in dem Sekundärnest, sodass wir beide Nester entnommen haben. Und dann haben wir wieder im November eine Meldung von einem Imker bekommen, der leider die Art vorher nicht wirklich kannte. Und haben dann versucht, im November nochmal zu detektieren, nochmal die Radiotelemetrie anzuwenden. Aber es war halt so, dass wir im November zu kalte Temperaturen hatten, dass die Arbeiterin es nicht geschafft hat, den Sender zu tragen. Die Arbeiterin konnte zwar ganz normal noch fliegen, aber diesen hohen Energiebedarf, den sie decken musste, um den Sender zu tragen, hat sie nicht geschafft. Dementsprechend haben wir in 2021 hier unten auch ein durchlaufendes Nest gehabt. Dann standen wir also wieder im Herbst oder im Winter 2021 vor der Frage, was ist in 2022? Wir haben Schleswig-Holstein sehr eng eingebunden in die Dokumentation des Fundes und auch in die Information. Denn Schleswig-Holstein liegt nicht ganz 2 Kilometer von hier entfernt. Wir haben hier Einzeltiere gefunden und nicht das Nest. Wir gehen davon aus, dass von diesem Standort der Einzeltiere circa 1,5 bis 2 Kilometer das Nest entfernt ist, weil das sind die Flugradien, die wir in Hamburg festgestellt haben. Ja, in 2022 haben wir keine Fundmeldungen bekommen von Einzeltieren und auch keine Fundmeldungen von Nestern bekommen. Und keine Fundmeldung heißt natürlich an dieser Stelle nicht, dass es auch diese Art nicht gibt, sondern es kann auch sein, dass sie an der Stelle übersehen worden ist. Und deswegen sagen wir in Hamburg immer gerne, dass wir erst in 2 bis 3 Jahren uns sicher sein können, dass wir kein weiteres Vorkommen in Hamburg haben. Bis jetzt hoffen wir es natürlich, dass wir es geschafft haben, die Velutina in dieser Inselpopulation einzudämmen, beziehungsweise das Vorkommen komplett zu entnehmen. Aber da wir in Schleswig-Holstein natürlich auch ein Flächenland haben, ist es so, dass wir da weniger Meldungen bekommen könnten. Und deswegen warten wir ab, weil es gerade bei invasiven Arten ja meist so ist, dass die Arten sich erst sehr unter dem Radar ausbreiten und dann die Meldungen erst später kommen. Ja, dann möchte ich mich recht herzlich bedanken und kann jetzt sozusagen Fragen beantworten.
Ja, Oliver, vielen, vielen Dank. Sehr schön, vor allem, dass es so kurzfristig und schnell geklappt hat, dass du jetzt eingesprungen bist für den Herrn Berg. Ja, Fragen werden im Chat ja parallel immer gestellt. Gibt es denn aus dem Saal Fragen? Haben wir hier. Ansonsten können wir später auch noch mal im Anschluss an alle das Ganze zu einer allgemeinen Fragestunde am Ende ausbauen und können dann nochmal so eine Frage-Antwort-Runde machen. Aber gut.
Sehr gerne.
Dann denke ich, haben wir es erstmal. Vielen, vielen Dank. Super Vortrag. Und wir machen 5 Minuten Pause. Wir machen das jetzt so, wir haben jetzt mittlerweile die Präsentation vom Herrn Berg, die lädt sich aktuell gerade noch hoch. Ein Teil des Problems dürfte mit Sicherheit sein, dass diese Datei mehrere Gigabyte hat, weil da sind Videos drin und wahrscheinlich auch deshalb das Ganze nicht so schnell funktioniert hat, wie wir das vorhin gedacht haben, dass es funktionieren soll. Wir haben Jesus Fejas aus Spanien als nächsten Redner. Den holen wir jetzt rein, machen kurz 5 Minuten Pause, gucken, dass er quasi das macht. Und wenn die Präsentation vom Herrn Berg dann irgendwann hochgeladen ist, weil das läuft jetzt natürlich alles parallel, dann würden wir die auch noch mal kurz durchgehen und zumindest mal uns angucken. Vielleicht mit dem Dr. Christoph Otten dann noch mal ein paar Informationen dazu teilen. Okay, also jetzt bauen wir wieder um und gucken, dass Jesus Fejas als nächster Redner kommt. Dankeschön.
Ja, vielen Dank.
Hello?
Hello, Jesus. Do you understand me?
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfectly.
are you Thomas?
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice,
you already
nice to
shared
meet you, Thomas. Thank
your
for
desktop.
support.
Perfect. So you heard me? You heard what I said?
Sorry?
You heard what I said just before? We just make 5 minutes break, and then we start with your presentation.
Oh,
Is it okay for you?
yeah, I have here my presentation. I have a message from Microsoft Teams say, because you are more than 25 persons, you can only share not the whole window. So I can update the presentation.
Okay. What you can do is just send me your presentation via mail, and I let it run here.
Yeah.
Share my my desktop, and you can just talk with, along sidelong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I think. Wait a minute. I'm sharing now. You can see the presentation.
I see you. I see your video. Yes, now I see the presentation. Okay.
You can see the presentation.
Yes, I see the presentation. You are not in the presentation mode, so you have to switch a little bit. I have to set you in the spotlight. Just a second.
If you want.
No, you are already in the spotlight. So.
Sorry.
No, it should work.
You can see the presentation.
I can see your presentation, right?
Good.
But so not completely.
And now?
You have to go to full screen mode.
And now? You see now the full presentation?
Yeah, now. Perfect. Don't touch anymore.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
So, okay. So, I switch off my microphone we will wait a couple of minutes until all the guests are back inside. And then,
Ich komme ja mal kurz runter.
Okay, weil ich mache meins nämlich direkt mit dem Reis warm.
okay, und irgendjemand hat noch sein Mikrofon an. Auch die Teilnehmer bitte die Mikrofone ausschalten, sonst schalten wir alle aus. Super, perfekt. Okay, Jesus.
Thank
I
you.
take something to drink and then I'm back, okay? Great.
Okay, waiting for you all. Okay.
Dann auch für so Stand. Aber ich habe das gemacht, weiß.
Alle Teilnehmer bitte das Mikrofon ausschalten. Danke.
It's not showing decently enough.
It is showing, yes, yeah.
And the whole screen rather than my screen or anything else.
I think so, yes. I think you've got the right one there, yeah.
That's always a bit of a.
It's always a struggle to know how it's going to work on the day, yeah.
Yes.
Let me formally introduce you. We have here title summits. I'm sure it's very well.
On the English speakers, please stop your microphones. Please stop your microphones. Thank you.
Who keeps us up to speed about what is happening in the UK and
Okay. So. Jesus, do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, perfect. We hear you. So just a second.
Okay.
Okay. So, darf ich bitten, wir machen weiter. Okay. To welcome Jesus Feas. He's a researcher. Dr. Jesus Feas is a researcher. He's a biologist. He has a lot of experience in Spain with the Vespa velutina nigrothorax, and he's coming through this network from the Velutina network. He is in the internet known as an expert in this area, and he will have his presentation in English. So sorry, we cannot translate it. And yeah, he will show you some insights from Spain, the development of the Vespa velutina, the impacts she has, and yeah, okay. So thank you, and go on.
Okay, you all listen me?
Yes, we hear you, we see you, and we see the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much for your invitation. I'm very happy to stay today here with all of you. More than 150 people assisting this seminar. It's very important. I think it's the most important seminar related to Asian hornet, to Vespa velutina, happening till now in Europe. So sorry, my English is not perfect, but I'm going to try to do the best. I want to say thanks to Thomas, to Andrea, to Thomas, to Ingrid, to Stefan, many people that worked hard to stay all of us today here. I have a lot of slides, I think, but I have time, 20 minutes for my presentation, isn't it? In any case, please let me know if I am all time to show respect for the other people to do the presentation. Okay.
No, Charles, we are fine. 20 or 30 minutes, no problem. Don't hurry. It's perfect.
Okay. So I start with my presentation. Well, this seminar, from my point of view, this seminar today is very important. And the hornets, the not native Vespidae, is a hot topic. So as guest editor of this special issue in Frontiers in Insect Science, I could invite you to write a short letter. We have different kind of papers. Not all papers in this special issue are research papers, for example, technical points of view. So I know it's work, but I will be very happy. I will be very happy if in a future, in the next month, you can send a contribution for this special issue in Insect Science with Monbo Choi, the Korea University, or to Diversity, another special issue just launched with Simone, with the Dr. Simone Loy. So we keep in touch, guys, because all that you are doing today is very important to share to the scientific community in English, isn't it? So a short view of the arrival and spread. I can see this one before in a slide, so it will be very fast, very quick. You can see that the sea transport, or the marine transport, is the responsible to arrive the hornets, not only the Asian hornet to Europe, but also, for example, the Vespa bicolor, the black shield hornet that is present in Andalusia, and other species like Vespa mandarinia or oriental hornet in South America and Chile, or Vespa mandarinia in United States and Canada, and Vespa tropica in one is an island from United States territory. So you can see here the years, the points, but I'm sure you know about it. Also here, for example, the first point, I can see part of this slide in the presentation before, but I want to to speak a lot about what's happening in Galicia, in the north of Spain. I'm living in Galicia, and this is a hot spot in Europe because we have a lot of figures, a lot of data, and from my point of view, it's very important to share the figures and, of course, to present these figures to the politicians, to the administration in these new territories where the Asian hornet, the Vespa velutina, is arriving to take care. Of course, I have not a ball to build the future, but I want to share. It's necessary to share the experience here in Galicia to all of you, to your governments, to avoid the same mistakes. I believe the attitude of the governments is a little bit naive, with all respects, but we will see that the Asian hornet is not only a question of honeybees and beekeepers. The Asian hornet, this invasive species, have a lot of effects, effects that we can quantify in euros. So what happened here in Galicia? Well, we can see 2004 first nets detected in France. It was in 2010 in Spain, in Navarra, the first detection of the Asian hornet. But what happened in Galicia? Well, in Galicia, the Asian hornet is spreading fast from 2 nests in just 4 years to more than 10,000 nests. We can see here in the top, Burela is an entry point, and Rosal, another entry point. It's necessary to say that we found the Asian hornet in Galicia before that in this territory that is Asturias or Cantabria. It means that the Asian hornet had a jump from this introduction in France or in Navarra, in Spain. In fact, this entry point with Portugal, we know now that it was a wood transport, trunk transport from France to this area, because this is an area of a lot of wine, of Porto wine, so it's normal in Viana do Castelo, the entry, a lot of sea transport. So only 4 years, from 2 nests to more than 10,000 nests. It's crazy, isn't it? Okay, we can see now more figures in more detail. For example, we can see here 3 years, the red color, it means more than 100 nets. This word niños is nest in English. So 2004, 769 nests, 2050, more than 5,000 nests, and 2016, more than 10,000 nets. And it is necessary to say that not all nests are reported to the government, because many nests were destroyed at this time in 2019 by beekeepers, by public service, or a private enterprise. I have an area here in Galicia, Fornelos do Montes. It's a small municipality. I have the figures, the official figures from Galicia government, but at the end of the year, I have a lot of data from new nests that were not discovered, and I can share with you that approximately only the 30% of the nests in the territory are detected and destroyed. In any case, 2009, around 25,000 nests in Galicia. The figures the last year are similar. It's a little bit crazy, isn't it? More than 25,000 nests in Galicia. The future, this is a good research paper, the future is that all Spain, the whole Spain, whole Portugal, will be invited by the Asian hornet. In fact, I shared before that I now in Catalonia, in the university, having a meeting also with beekeepers, very nice, and they are experimenting, they are suffering the same problems that we are suffering in Galicia 4 or 5 years ago. And in fact, it will be the future of the Asian hornet here in Spain. In any case, it's important also to say that an Asian hornet nest was detected 3 months ago in Cadiz, in Andalusia, in this area. I'm not sure if it was a jump from Portuguese Asian hornet populations or from Catalonia populations. I have not an idea. But for example, it's very important that now in Andalusia we have detected the Asian hornet. We have populations in Malaga from Vespa bicolor, and we have the Oriental hornet. Is causing now a lot of problems to beekeepers. Okay, talking about the impacts. This is a clear message that is necessary to share with administration, with politicians, with the people that have the power to put resources to help all of you in your very important activity to control these invasive species now starting in Germany and in all the territories close to Germany. One is that the Asian hornet is not only a problem, an issue of honeybees and the beekeepers, isn't it? Other productive sectors like fruit growing, viticulture, forestry, and the human health and activities are affected. For example, here in Galicia and also in other territories in Spain where I have figures, data. Furthermore, there is a report from the European Union that in Galicia, north of Spain, is about the loss of production because pollination, loss of pollinators is about 4.5 million euros. It's a lot of money. And the Asian hornet, for example, in Galicia, is responsible about the loss of 65% of the bee colonies in the infested areas. You know, 2012, 10 years later, we are in this situation. I'm not sure what about the future in Germany, in Switzerland, in Denmark, in these countries in your area, but keep in mind that it could be possible. So it's necessary to stop the naive attitude of the government, of the politicians, and other people that have the power to change this situation. We're going to continue to see this one. The Asian hornet this species feel very confident in the urban areas. So a lot of nests in the capitals, in the cities of Galicia here, and it's very difficult, for example, to take a nest in this position. You can have a look here, so it's difficult, but we're going to see the figures because it's very important. Also, we have, for example, a school here in the city. Many times we can see comments that there is a competition between the Asian hornet nest, between the Asian hornet and the Vespa crab nest. But here we can see 11 nests, Asian hornet nests in a school. 1, 2, 3, so 11. And this is because the species is very plastic. So they may nest in the cities and in everywhere they murder. They have the colonies, the nests. To destroy nests in the city is a very expensive activity. Here we can see the firefighters taking out a nest. Also, a very tricky image. Here is our honeybee colonies that we went to take off from this place in a house, but also this closed Asian hornet nest to take quickly the food to feed the nest. You can see also, and it's not only 1, twice, 3 times. It happened in Galicia many times, many accidents. Forestry workers, they are not seeing the nest in top of the trunk, in top of the forest, of the canopy, and then appear the problem with many accidents. Well, I know Germany is an area where we have a lot of wine, isn't it? Asian hornet can be a serious pest of fruit growing. The crop could could be completely lost. Here it was a video, but I'm sorry, it's a PDF format. But we can see now the figures. They nest also in many fruit trees, and there is a problem to take the fruit. People, there are a lot of accidents. Here we can see a fig tree, an apple tree. But I'm sure I have here more data. The wine, you can see here the impact in the different varieties of wine here in Galicia is different, but it's now starting now a big problem because wine industry is very important. And many times, in many places, this is the consequence of the Asian hornet. To take off the grapes, to harvest the grapes, really there are no grapes. And when you can harvest a little bit of grapes, you have a lot of Asian hornets, and it's difficult to harvest. Many people say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to harvest because I'm afraid about the stings of this insect. I'm continuing. This is the figure that I want to show you. Here we have Santiago de Compostela, the capital of Galicia, firefighters' actions, and we can see, for example, the Vespa crabro, only 2 nests in 2016. We can see here the honeybees, 7 swarms, 4 to 12. We can see not is a problem, but to take off Asian hornet, only 3 nests in 2015. More than 100 nests in the next year, and close to 1,000 nests in 2017. In fact, is this the first activity? It was the first activity of the firefighters in Galicia, in Santiago de Compostela capital. More than 52% of the activity of the firefighters. So, at local level, I strongly believe that your your municipalities sharing information in coordination, it will be good to have an action plan at local level. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about research, about figures that I think is important to share with you all these questions. I was working with sexual pheromones that attract selective the males of Asian hornet with good results. In fact, this is perfect. Not other insects that Asian hornets, full of Asian hornets with this pheromone lure. I think this is important in the new areas where Vespa velutina is arriving. Perhaps now in Galicia with more than 25,000 nests each year, it's not important, this class of action, but in your territories where the Asian hornet is arriving, perhaps the pheromone lure, the sex pheromone lure, is an option to get more figures about the spread, the distribution of these invasive species. Well, more work, what Vespa velutina like. So with this activity, electroantenography, we can get information about the compounds that specifically Vespa velutina like. And we need to know about all of these compounds, perhaps to use in selective trapping or in other devices. In fact, we have a little bit of the results in a previous publication in a Congress of Apiculture in Spain. You can see or read here what is electroantenography. We take off the antenna of the Asian hornet, and in this tube, a flow of air with dissolved compounds, and really we can take a measurements about the change of this stimulation, and of course we can see a graph and select these compounds from a chemical point of view to use in the real field, to test in the real field. You can see these results in this Congress, National Congress of Keepers in Tenerife, in Spain. Well, this is another research, and in fact, I am in contact with all of you, with many people in the Facebook web page, with Thomas, with Andreas. And I believe you had the similar problems when a nest appear now in the end of autumn, in January, in February, in winter. People from administration and sometimes from academics say it's not necessary to destroy this nest because it's empty. Okay, this research show us 3 nests catched in Nicaragua area. One is the point of entry in the south, the other entry point in the north. Okay, I took 3 nests, whole nests in the night, not pesticides, so I got the whole colony. You can see here the nest, A, B, C, removed 2, 5, and 11 January. We took a lot of measurements and we described the population inside whole nest, all the nests, adults, pupa, and larvae in different proportions. And the most interesting, you can see here, males, workers, and genes, future queens. So sometimes you cannot see activity in the nest, but inside the nest, in many nests, in January, February, there are genes, hibernating genes. Yeah, that's true. So if only one fundress, only one hornet coming back from China, if this pan-European invasion is very important, destroy, retire all the nests in your territories in this starting point with invasion. Perhaps you can see with the binocular that I'm not able to see the hornet, but it's necessary to destroy the nest, to retire the nest, also to avoid many people reporting this nest. So take off all the nests that you are looking now in your territories. It's very important because they are genes in this nest. This paper you can read freely in internet. I'm sorry, my English is very bad, but the proof of the manuscript is perfect. So you can see here what is the conclusion of this paper. Well, I know this is sometimes a topic that many people doesn't like. This is a masterpiece author Enquête Pierry. We can see here the drop venom in the sting. Okay, the Asian hornet is not looking for humans to sting the humans, but they have a very aggressive response to any movement, to any noise, to anything that they think that is a threat to the nest. So what about the impact of the Asian hornet in the health of the people, in the health of the animals? Okay. At the start of the invasion in France, the data, the figures say to us that really in France, research is not possible to see an increase of the medical consequence of the Asian hornet presence. But yes, you can start to see reports, medical reports in the different medical journals about the lessons related with the Asian hornets. You can read here what I said. Also, in Korea, where the Asian hornet is an invasive species, there were close to 500,000 calls requesting this removal of nests, both Polistes and Vespa velutina, and close to 80,000 injuries and 49 deaths. The medical cost in South Korea, about $3 million in 5 years. So I know the administration, the resources in the administration are limited, isn't it? But it's strongly necessary to change the view that the Asian hornet is only a question of honeybees and beekeepers. We saw that also the wine, also the fruit, also is a problem, a risk in the cities, and also have a medical impact. You can see here an accident. This is a little bit airport in Lugo, and takeoff, a hornet inside, and an accident. And you can say, oh, only one time. Well, one time here with this small airport, but it's very common accidents related to Asian hornet here in Galicia. You can see here as Neves, and it's necessary to move this helicopter. I don't know what about the cost of helicopters, this medical ambulance, helicopter ambulance in Germany, but here in Galicia, when an helicopter is moving, we are talking about 20,000 euros each time. And it's not anecdotal, this one, because a lot of times we have problems. I'm sorry, this is in Spanish, but also many of you know that I share this information in my Facebook page in English. For example, playing golf, an accident with a hornet nest. In the beach, an accident because sting of an Asian hornet. Asian hornet, not another insects, not honeybees, not bumblebees, not European hornet, not polyester, no paperwork. Asian hornets. You can see here a person dead. Well, different news about the medical impacts of the Asian hornets. Okay, and here is research, because the research, the figures, the data is very important. I remember, I'm going to be totally clear with you. A college make me a comment in the Facebook page when I shared a news about these accidents and say, hey, this is the scaremonger message. You are looking to get funds. Well, and I thought, okay, it's necessary to research, it's necessary to get the figures, more that share this news in the newspaper. So official figures from Spain. What about these human fatalities caused by Aculeata insects? Hornets was big stings in Spain. Okay, 23 years from 1999 to 2018. It was an editor choice paper. And just last year, and here you can see a lot of data also from your countries. Have a look in this paper. What about stimulated deaths in Europe, in whole Europe during this period? Well, I'm very proud to start collaboration with Carmen Vidal and Susana Rumesar. In fact, if you need to share any information about the health medical risks about Asian hornet from an allergological point of view, this is the best researcher in the area of allergy to Asian hornet. Well, and what about the figures? Okay, the figures say to us that, for example, human-related deaths with insects is a gender question. Men, here in black bars, we are more affected than women. The tendency between these 23 years is a slightly increase in the rate. What does mean this rate? Okay, X23 rate is a international code. Last year changed the Health Association code, but it gives to us the idea that a number of people by million of inhabitants by year that fatality death because the sting. Okay, so if we have a look in Spain, whole Spain, really the rate is normal. It's obvious that more activity of insects of bees, honeybees, bumblebees, wasps, hornets is in these months. So for example, not fatalities in January, not in March. You can see this tendency. But we go now to the most important. Okay, Galicia, 28 fatalities. You can see here. Asturias, 3 fatalities. And when we get the rates, well, more description, you have this paper to read, but the most important, okay, we're here. You can see here Galicia rates in 2019, 2.2, 1.1, 1.8, 1.8. Remember, entry Velutina 2012. Remember it? Also very important, Asturias, we have these high figures, these numbers. And when we have a look in the available reference in the literature, for example, we can see here England, United States, Germany, Denmark, France, Switzerland. Okay, rates 0.09, 0.1, whole Spain 0.09. But if we take the territory, we can see that the Asian hornet increase these levels to 2.2. So it's important. For example, I remember 2018, 4 people died here in Galicia because Asian hornet stings. It was a beekeeper in Santiago Compostela in spring. He went to the beehives to open a beehives, and Asian hornet inside and stunned this beekeeper, and the beekeeper died. And this beekeeper not allergic to honeybees, to other wasps. It was very sad, isn't it? So really, the Asian hornet is a problem to health here in Galicia. I'm working now in the allergological service, in the collaboration with allergological service of the hospital in Santiago. 75, take this one, 75% of people entering in the urgencies of the hospital because anaphylactic shock, it was because the Asian hornet. So if you get the message in Germany, in Switzerland that, oh, it's okay, we know about the Asian hornets, they are massive honeybee hunters, but not really a problem to the health of people, no different to honeybees, bumblebees. Say, okay, here are the figures in Galicia. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know about the future in your territories, but take this one in stock for the people, for the administration, that in a future, perhaps, I don't know, I'm not sure, because 2 entry spots here in Galicia, but give to the Asian hornet 10 years, and we will see the future here in Germany and in your territories. In any case, I believe that in time, so a little bit more of research, these micro CT images about the Asian hornet. Also, I was working to destroy these nests, not the old nests, but some nests that are in a position, well, with this biocide, specific biocide, only nanograms, is a passive way. The hornets take this velucide, and you can destroy the nest, avoiding a firefighter truck, for example, isn't it? Here also the sex pheromone, more work about the Asian hornet. If we are catching hundreds and thousands of nests and individuals, we can get chitin from Asian hornet. Is biomaterial, biopolymer, very interesting. More research about the allergological impact of Asian hornet. In fact, now I'm writing a manuscript about the whole proteomic and venomic of the Asian hornet venom. Well, many medicals, many from medical sectors say, we need Asian hornet venom, because if you are allergic to honeybees or bumblebees or wasps, you can get immunotherapy with pure venom. And in case you get a stung in the real field, you are not entry in anaphylactic shock. So I was developing a method with electric stimulation protocol to get pure venom from Asian hornet, because the health professionals were looking for this one. And I believe a lot in interdisciplinary work. Of course, I can give my expertise in veterinarian, and I have a postdoc in organic chemistry. So the Asian hornet, the honeybees, they are animals. The work of veterinarians is important, and working together, the medicals, and working together with people with good skills about analytical chemistry, we get better results. I finished now another paper. I'm very happy with this paper. In fact, in areas of Asia, the first predator of the hornets is the humans, because hornets is a fooder. And yes, you can, and it's free to read this paper. To end my intervention, future needs, you can see here for this one together to fight against the Asian hornet. To be honest, in our discussions and current situation, again, congratulations to all of you for this meeting. It's very important. From my experience, this meeting is the bigger one in Europe about the Asian hornet, in number of people and in number of countries involved. No, it's important to have economic and human resources. I'm sorry, I think a volunteer action is not enough to fight against Asian hornet. We need human resources. If you need hornet suit protection, they are not free. If you need to go to a place, the gasoil is not free. So it's important to have resources. You know, for example, now in Galicia, not firefighters are destroying nests. It's an enterprise, and the Galician government is spending close to 3 million euros to destroy nests. 3 million euros every year, only close is 2.8 or 2.9, but it's a lot of money. So it's better to take prevention in your territories than waiting for what is happening, because if your activity is not quick, a task force, the first, the second year, then will be more difficult to fight with this invasive. The whole society against this invasive, and also interdisciplinary from my point of view, is important. I'm very proud about the beekeepers' answer against this Asian hornet, but I want to be very clear. I have honeybees also. I feel as beekeeper, but we are beekeepers because we keep honeybees. We are not hornet hunters. So beekeepers, of course, they have knowledge to share with the politicians, with administration, but they need resources. You all need resources to fight against these invasive species. And of course, this is my end. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very happy to stay with all of you here. Of course, it's my point of view, it's my research, but I will be very happy if we can avoid the same mistakes that happened in France, in Spain, in Portugal, now, for example, in South Andalusia. You know what I'm saying, that we need to learn about this previous experience and take the importance that Asian hornet have. It's not only a question of beekeepers. Okay, so I stop now to share the presentation. And if you have any question and I able to answer